Hi, everyone, and welcome to First Things First with Chris Carter and Nick Wright. I am Jenna Wolf. We are finally here, the start of the NBA Finals, the greatest time of the year for you, Nick Wright. Probably you too,
Game one of the NBA Finals, game one of hopefully more than 4, maybe 5. Could we get to 6? Is there a possibility for 7?
Let's try to get to an entertaining game number 1.
Okay.
And all right, before we try to stretch out the NBA season.
What's the point spread right now?
12. It's a 12-point spread for Golden State in game 1.
Is that higher or lower than what you had originally anticipated?
I mean, if you'd asked me after the Warriors beat the Rockets, I said the Warriors will be at least 10-point favorites. The Cavs have not done well in game ones the last 2 series against Golden State and Golden State. But we'll see what happens tonight.
They got a lot going for them then.
Yes,
It should be fun. All right, let's talk about it. If you are a fan of the same 2 teams playing 4 straight times, then this year's NBA Finals is for you. Cavs and Warriors tip off tonight for the 4th straight year, and while the bulk of the Warriors remain the same from years past, this Cavs team is clearly not as deep or as talented as the last few years, but Cleveland still has LeBron James, and LeBron James has proven he can single-handedly win games. Also, he kind of loves this challenge.
Listen, Golden State is one of the best teams I've ever played. It's one of the best teams that's ever been assembled. And then they added Kevin Durant. So what does that do to him? It even makes him even more dangerous and, even more powerful and great, and and it's just it's for me as a competitor, it's fun. It's truly fun, and to know when I'm done playing a game of basketball, to know I played against some of the greatest teams I ever played, ever been assembled, and this is one of them.
All right, so CC, what do the Cavs have to do to forget win, just to have a chance in game 1 tonight?
Well, it's nice to hear LeBron and hear him talk how he addresses the challenge. And LeBron's been to the finals 9 times. I think I'm correct in this, Nick. Only 2 times his team has been the favorite.
They were favored in 2011 against Dallas, and the first time they played the San Antonio Spurs, that's it. Underdogs every other time.
And the last 8 times, this is the least talented team of the last 8. All right, what LeBron did that first time with that Cavs team, them being a very, very stingy defense with LeBron James, but the last 8 times, not the talent going on to the court. So LeBron has he wants to step up to the challenge. To me, it reminds me of the days back in the playground when you had one guy who was a superstar. And I know this because my brother Butch, he's the best player in Ohio, on the top 20 in America. And he used to go to the park and it'd be like, okay, Butch is on one team. He'd tell the other guys, y'all select whoever y'all want, and I'll take the rest of them. And there were times where Butch would give us the business with the rest of them. And that's what LeBron James is like. He's got the players no one else wants in this series. And he's going to try to steal a couple games away from potentially the greatest basketball team, definitely the best shooting basketball team that we've seen. So he's looking forward to the challenge. LeBron wants to be the greatest player ever and wants to be compared to the greatest player ever. To me, this is his greatest challenge.
So how can the Cavs be competitive? Because in 2016, they won the series. They lost the first 2 games by a combined 48 points. In Golden State. In 2017, they lost in 5. They lost the first 2 games by a combined 41 points in Golden State. So whether they win the series, lose the series, they've never done well. The last time they did well in a game 1 against the Warriors was an overtime loss the first time these 2 teams played, the game Kyrie Irving got hurt. So what has to happen? LeBron absolutely unequivocally cannot have a feel-out game. We saw him have feel-out games in the game 1s of each of the 3 playoff series.
Feel-out meaning feel what the defense is giving you, look at what they're setting.
Try to spend more time getting other guys involved than attacking the basket. Okay. Kind of reserve. If the game's starting to get away, I'm going to leave something in the tank, go get him game 2. Here's why I know he can't have a feel-out game. Zach Lowe wrote a great article this week talking about how LeBron's playoff run up to this point, giving you 34, 9, and 9 on 54% shooting, might be the greatest run-up to an NBA Finals we've ever seen from any player in league history. And that's been barely enough against far inferior teams. So think about that. The greatest individual run has barely been enough against teams that are nowhere near as good as Golden State. So the first baseline minimum is LeBron's got to have at least a 30-point triple-double type of performance, maybe a high 30-point performance. If you're not going to get the triple-double, a 40-point performance. That's how they stay competitive. And then after that, you start asking, can the Cavs get some stops? Do they have anyone to match up on Kevin Durant? Are they going to be asking LeBron to do that offensively and guard Kevin Durant for 30 minutes?
Yes.
Because you think they are.
Well, you have to. I don't know about 30 minutes, but the way the lineups are set, if they're going to play Tristan Thompson, and if Kevin Love is healthy, that allows Kevin Love to not be exposed on the defensive end as far as guarding Looney or Draymond. Neither one of those players, Draymond barely getting in double figures, not shooting the ball, not playing with a lot of confidence. And LeBron's got to guard KD. Now, to me, that adds to the legacy of who he is, regardless of how the finals is played out. How does LeBron do head-to-head versus KD?
Is Kevin Love the only second option? And do you see any scenario by which, I don't know, JR, who's been invisible, CC, 2 years ago, he came out and played lights out in the finals. Is there any other second option that LeBron has besides Kevin Love?
I got blind faith for LeBron. I can't appropriate that faith to any of the other Cavs. I mean, Kevin Love, we've dropped our standards so much on Kevin Love, can he play? Can he get 15 and 10? He was a 25 and 12 guy. Now we're asking for 15 and 10. I haven't seen a two guard that has the type of talent of JR or have the resume that's gone a complete about face and not been able to find the basketball. JR in Boston averaged 2 points as a shooter.
In Boston.
Yeah, 2 points.
I mean, 6 shots in the 4 games.
I mean, Jen, he's averaging one more point than me and you. I mean, as a shooting guard, when LeBron has needed the most help, everyone know he needs help. And it's not as if he's struggling with some type of injury. So if Golden State, if any of the top 3 players, maybe not Clay, but if Steph or KD are on the Pacers, I don't believe the Cavs are here. So when you talk about this historic run that LeBron has been on and it barely got him through, the team he's facing in Golden State is one of the all-time great teams.
All right, so I'm going to throw a wrinkle out there, assuming Kevin Love's playing tonight. If Kevin Love's not playing tonight, it's a whole other set of issues. But let's assume he clears the concussion protocol and he is able to play tonight. What if you almost try to bait the Warriors into going with mismatches to their worst players? And by that, I mean this. What if you don't start Tristan Thompson? What if you start Kevin Love at the 5, Jeff Green at the 4, LeBron at the 3, and then JR and George Hill? And we say, you know what? Kevin Love, you're guarding Kevon Looney. And the Warriors, guess what? You can get Kevon Looney post-ups as much as you want. That then allows Jeff Green to guard Durant and LeBron to guard Draymond. And if the Warriors are going to beat you by Kevon Looney having 28 points, you'll take it. And then maybe you can stretch the floor on offense a little bit more. Now, that takes Tristan out, that takes your energy guy out, that takes your only rim protector out. There are no great options here. But I would be doing different things to where I am trying to... my number one goal as a Cavs defense is don't let Steph and Clay get off the way. I've never seen the Warriors, let me put it like this. I cannot remember a game where the Splash Brothers looked like the Splash Brothers and the Warriors lost. I've seen Kevin Durant go for 37 and the Warriors lose. Happened game 2 against Houston.
Yep.
I've seen games where the Warriors dominate you down low and somehow lose. I can't remember a game where Steph and Clay are going Steph and Clay and the Warriors don't end up winning that game. So I think Ty Lue, this is a hell of a task for him. Trying to find... What Ty Lue needs is to be able to play with 6 guys. Because then it's like, oh, we'll have this guy on the offense, this guy on defense. You can't do that. So you're going to have to, there are no great options. You're going to have to pick your best of some bad options.
One thing I worry about, because people haven't talked about him, I worry about Klay Thompson and worry from how do the Cavs hold him down? Because JR has not played really well on the offensive end. Clay, because they have George Hill and JR as the backcourt, Clay doesn't have to exert the type of energy that he would typically have to in a series like this.
He was guarding Kyrie the last 3 years.
So he's relieved. So Clay, it might be hard to keep him from scoring 30 points. So monumental task by the Cavaliers coming out, but that a first initial, we always talk about that third quarter, but that a first quarter, Are the Cavs still within reach after the first quarter? The big question mark in tonight's game.
All right, we'll take a break there. Coming up, more about LeBron. Will he even consider the Philadelphia 76ers in free agency with what's happening with the Brian Colangelo situation? That's next. First things first.